I really loved the Adios 6. I haven't tried the 7, and I have good news for you. The 8 is just fantastic. But let's review it. Hey everyone, and welcome back on the channel. My name is Alex, and in today's video we have the review of the Adidas Adizero Adios 8, a shoe that I can already spoil. The review is very good, and you will see why I really like it, how I'm gonna use it, and how maybe you can use it as an Adidas fan or as someone who would like to try an Adidas Adizero shoe, because this is really the shoe that can make you discover the Adizero line in a very nice way. This shoe was sent to us by Top4Running, and you can find the shoe on top4running.com with code META. Let's go directly into the specs. This is 236 grams, whereas my Adios 6 came in at 256 grams. So we have 20 grams of difference between the two shoes. Quite stunning. We'll explain how that happened. Quite interestingly, we have 1 extra millimeter of stack height in the heel, so more heel stack, less weight. 28 millimeters in the heel here on the Adios 8, with an 8 millimeters drop for that 20 millimeters in the forefoot. Frankly, it's stunning how Adidas managed to have this shoe at such a low weight. It's almost a race shoe type of weight for my size, US 11, EU 45. Kudos Adidas. And the upper of this shoe is made of a see-through mesh. It's really translucent, transparent. You can see everything that's happening in the shoe. If you're wearing colored socks, you will see them through that upper. It's absolutely lightweight, breathable as can be, to be honest. And it's comfortable. It's not necessarily as good as some other uppers that similar type of 5K, 10K track shoes could have, but it's much better than the upper of other Adizero shoes. You will have a comparison between this shoe and the Boston 12, so I don't want to spoil too much, but it's definitely better than the upper of the Boston 12. How is the fit of the shoe? It's a fit that runs true to size. If you like to have a bit of room in your shoe, I would recommend to go half size down on this shoe, because I have a thumb in the forefoot and I have a bit of movement in the heel. I think half size down would work better, especially with the approach or with the way I'm gonna use this shoe, meaning on the track for faster paces, where I wanna have something a bit more snug in terms of fit. That's what I could achieve having half a size down on this shoe, and that's what I would recommend, unless you have wider, or if you prefer have a bit more volume in your shoe, a bit more room for your feet to breathe. Let's look very quickly at the tongue, and the tongue is really minimal on this shoe. However, no lacing pressure, which is very good. The heel of this shoe is made of 2 bolsters, one on each side, and like I said, I think the fit and the size of the heel cup is good, but I would like to have something a bit shorter, so half size down, just to have the foot locked down a bit better. The size of the heel cup, like I said, is good, however, and that doesn't create any issue here. You have that funny heel tab, which you will find on other Adizero shoes. Helpful to put your shoes on, but it's just a gimmick, not a necessary thing. The insole is removable, which is very good if you want to put your own orthotics in there. Lightstrike Pro in the forefoot, that high-end Pima EVA blend midsole from Adidas, and in the heel you have Lightstrike 2.0, EVA-based midsole, but a revisited version, way softer and way more pleasant to run in compared to the original Lightstrike, which is a good thing. As you can see, this shoe comes also with a torsion plate, that pink thing that sits right underneath the midsole on top of the outsole. This gives you a bit of snappiness at toe off. It acts as a propulsion system, and it works really well. We'll come back to that in a second in the ride. It also acts as a decoupling system. As you can see, you have 3 of those pink fingers, pink rods, if you like to call them, because this is an Adidas shoe, so let's go with rods in the forefoot, but only 2 in the heel, allowing for some decoupling of the shoe, some nice torsion. And I would say it also plays a bit of role of a stabilizer, especially for that, a bit softer foam in the forefoot, which you may have some unwanted pronation with, and that helps to stabilize a bit and have something very stable to push on at toe off. Let's look into the ride of the shoe, and this is where it gets very interesting. Like I said in the intro, I really love the Adios 6. It was a fantastic shoe by Adidas, probably underrated. Here we have something that probably works even better, and that's mostly thanks to Lightstrike 2.0. The upper is good, but it doesn't make a huge difference. It just makes you feel a bit lighter in the shoe, It makes the shoe feel lighter. Lightstrike Pro in the forefoot is the same good foam that Adidas has. The new magic comes from Lightstrike 2.0 in the heel. You can really feel that the foam is softer in the heel. It compresses better. It also works better in combination with Lightstrike Pro. And that dual foam system here is really fine-tuned, better so than on the Boston 12, for instance, where you have the same two foams, but that don't act together as well. I would even say that less Lightstrike 2.0 works better than more Lightstrike 2.0, like on the Boston. And I would be very curious to have a shoe full of Lightstrike 2.0 from heel to toe, because I think it could work well. But in that stack range, like here, 28 millimeters, the ride of the shoe is one of those rides where you can really feel the ground, but you can also really feel that you're in control. You have some cushion at landing, you have some nice propulsion at toe off. It's a shoe meant for speed, for faster workouts. It works super well on the track, very pleasant on some, more responsive tartan like on the track. Overall, it's a shoe that has a very balanced, very natural type of feel, and one that frankly I haven't experienced in a while on a shoe. It's a very good shoe. I cannot say it enough. It's really a ride that I'm looking forward to have on my faster workouts, track sessions, when I want to be closer to the ground, still have a bit of cushion in the heel, and that nicer, more responsive foam in the forefoot. I would race on the track with this shoe if it was track legal, honestly. And I don't know if it is, because I haven't checked the World Athletics list for this shoe. I know the previous Adios versions were track legal, so maybe this one is. And I could see many people who do not want to race in spikes on the track, racing this shoe, or even like 5K on the roads. I would probably pick this over Takumi Sen 8, because I haven't tried Takumi Sen 9. This is definitely a shoe that I want to have in my rotation for the next weeks, next months, for speed workouts. This is how I'm going to use it. I was super excited to do some speed in this shoe already, and I'm looking forward to doing more speed in this shoe. Outsole, there are no secrets. Continental rubber, it works very well. No need to go here in details. Very proven, tested outsole. The coverage is good. Not too much of it, as you would expect on a lighter shoe. Again, good stuff here, Adidas. Value for money, the shoe goes a bit up in price compared to Adios 6 and 7 at 130, if I remember well. This is 140 euros. Use code META on top for running if you want to have a discount on that price point. But nevertheless, 140 for that shoe, which can be a track shoe, which can be an interval shoe, which can be a tempo shoe if you like to have a bit more ground feel. I would say it's good value for money, and I do not mind the 10 extra euros on this shoe, which is quite rare because frankly, when prices go up, I'm not super happy. I would prefer runners to pay less for their shoes. This is okay for me. 140 is very good value for such a good product. And I would go as far as arguing that this is the pinnacle of Adizero line. As you know, I'm not a huge fan of Adios Pro 3, mostly because of what the upper does to my feet, and also because of, the ride is not as exciting for me, my foot strike, my gait cycle compared to other super shoes. I feel like this is what Adizero is all about: speed, lightweight shoes, and faster turnarounds, ground feel, natural, and this is how I imagine Adizero. So good job Adidas here. Click here if you want to see the Boston 12 review. Subscribe right here on the channel, and thanks a lot for watching. Enjoy your run today, enjoy your ride, and go beyond your limits. I'll see you in the next one.